I never thought betrayal would come from the woman I loved most. But that night, everything I believed in broke apart with one laugh, hers. I was walking toward the office when I heard Mia's voice through the slightly open door. "He's too trusting," she said, laughing softly. "Aaron actually thinks I love him," my breath caught. Ethan's voice followed, low and amused. "Well, his trust gets you what you want, doesn't it? Once his app is done, we'll sell it under my name. You'll finally have your startup funded." For a moment, I couldn't move. My body froze, my heartbeat pounding in my ears. "Mia," I said as I pushed the door open. My voice sounded strange, hollow. "So that's what I was to you? An idiot with talent?" She blinked, then smiled like nothing had happened. "Aaron, it's not what it sounds like," Ethan chuckled. "Man, you shouldn't sneak up on people like that." I stared at them, my hands trembling. 5 years, Mia. 5 years I gave you everything. You said you believed in me. I did, she said coolly. But belief doesn't pay bills. You have potential, Aaron, but you never do anything with it. Ethan crossed his arms. "Come on, bro, don't make this dramatic. You know how business works." "Business?" I repeated, my voice cracking. "You used me." "Both of you," Mia sighed. "You make it sound ugly. It is ugly," I shouted. "I stayed up nights building that code." "I trusted you." Her eyes hardened. "And I used that trust to build something real. Don't look at me like you're a victim." I felt something inside me collapse. The woman I once called my future looked at me like I was disposable. Ethan smirked. "You'll get over it." "You always do." I stepped closer, my jaw tight. "You think this is funny? I called you my brother." "Yeah, and that's why it was so easy," he said, shrugging. "You never questioned me," my voice dropped. "You'll regret this," Mia laughed softly. "You regret?" "You don't even have the courage to fight back." The room felt smaller, suffocating. I grabbed my laptop from the desk, the same one I'd bought with every penny I saved. "Keep your lies," I said quietly. "I'm done," Ethan scoffed. "Good luck out there, genius. Let's see how far your pride gets you." I didn't look back. The office lights blurred behind me as I stepped into the cold rain. Each drop stung like truth. I walked aimlessly, my thoughts loud and bitter. How could she? I muttered to myself. How could he? Memories played in flashes, the nights we planned a future, the promises, the laughter. Every word now felt poisoned, the streets were slick and empty. I crossed without thinking, my vision blurry with tears and rain. Headlights flared suddenly. A horn blared. Then, impact. Pain exploded through my body. I hit the ground hard, the taste of iron in my mouth. Somewhere people were shouting, but their voices faded like echoes in a tunnel. I lay there, staring at the sky. The rain kept falling, washing the blood from my face. I thought of Mia's laughter, Ethan's smirk, my own foolish trust. It all seemed so distant now, my chest tightened, breath shallow. If I ever get another chance, I whispered, I'll never be that naive again. Everything went dark. The sound of rain was the last thing I heard before silence swallowed me whole. When I opened my eyes, I wasn't in a hospital. The ceiling above me wasn't white. It was cracked, with that same water stain I used to stare at every morning in my old apartment. I shot up, heart racing. The room smelled like cheap coffee and dust. My laptop was on the table, humming softly. I stumbled out of bed. No way, I whispered. The screen glowed with the date, 2 years ago. The day I first met Ethan. My hands trembled as I touched the desk. Everything was exactly as it had been. My unwashed mugs, my old hoodie, even the half-eaten sandwich I'd left before that meeting. This can't be real, but the air felt too real, too heavy. I pressed my palm to my chest. My heart was pounding. The doorbell rang. Who's there? I called out, voice shaking. It's Lena, came a familiar voice. Lena, my coworker. She used to work beside me before she transferred departments. In the old timeline, we barely talked until much later. I opened the door. There she was, young, bright-eyed, holding 2 coffee cups. You look like you've seen a ghost, she said, tilting her head. I might have, I muttered. She laughed. Well, maybe this'll help. I got your usual, black, no sugar. Don't ask me why you like bitter things. I took the cup slowly. Thanks, Lena. She set her bag down. You okay? You look pale. I just had a weird dream. She gave me a small smile. Nightmare? Something like that. I took a sip and nearly burned my tongue. The heat, the smell, everything was exactly how it used to be. Lena, what day is it? She frowned. Monday? June 10th, my stomach flipped. That was it. The exact date Ethan first reached out about a partnership. I sank into my chair, trying not to panic. Right, Monday, of course. Lena raised an eyebrow.
You sure you're okay?
You're acting like someone rewound your life. I forced a laugh. Yeah, something like that. She leaned against the desk. Well, don't die before our pitch meeting. The boss said Ethan's coming today to discuss the app integration. I nearly dropped my coffee. He's coming here? Yeah, you didn't know? My pulse quickened. It was happening again. The same moment. The same choices. I know that look, Lena said. You're overthinking. Maybe, I muttered, rubbing my temple. Lena, if you could go back and fix something you regret, would you? She blinked. What kind of question is that? Just answer. I guess, yeah. But only if I could handle the consequences. I stared at her. Consequences, I repeated. She smiled faintly. You look like you've got a secret plan. Maybe I do. I exhaled slowly. This time I'm not letting anyone use me. What? Nothing. I stood and grabbed my old notebook. If Ethan wants a meeting, I'll be ready. Lena followed me with her eyes. You're acting strange, Aaron, like you know something I don't. I turned to her. I just realized I've been too trusting. She studied me quietly. That's not always bad. It is, I said, my tone sharper than I meant. Then I softened. But maybe not with everyone. Her expression warmed. I'll take that as a compliment. I smiled faintly. You should. The clock ticked toward 9. I could almost hear Ethan's voice from memory. Smooth, friendly, fake. But this time, I wasn't going to be his fool. I looked at my reflection in the dark screen. This time, I whispered, I'll make sure I'm the one in control. When Ethan walked into the office, his grin was as fake as the promises he used to make. Aaron, still burning the midnight oil? I smiled like the old me would have. You know me. Can't sleep if I haven't perfected the code. He laughed and patted my shoulder. Man, that's why you're the brains and I'm the face. We make a great team. Yeah, I said quietly. A great team. Mia entered right after him, holding a coffee cup with my name scribbled on it. You forgot breakfast again, she said sweetly. You'll starve if I don't take care of you, I forced a grin. What would I do without you? She leaned closer. Probably forget to live. Her perfume hit me, the same scent she wore the night I caught her laughing at me. For a split second, I wanted to confront her, but I couldn't. Not yet. Instead, I played along. You're probably right, she smiled, satisfied. That's why I keep you around. I chuckled lightly, masking the bitterness. And here I thought it was love, Ethan smirked. It's both, man. Love and business go hand in hand. I'll keep that in mind, I said. My tone was calm, even though I wanted to smash something. As they argued over design concepts, I quietly emailed myself a copy of the latest build. Then another to a private encrypted folder. My fingers moved fast. Every click was a step toward freedom. Hey, Aaron, Mia said suddenly, glancing at my screen. You're working on something new? Just optimizing performance, I said easily. Trying to impress investors. Always the perfectionist, she said with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. Ethan leaned back in his chair. You worry too much about control, man. Just let us handle the business side. You stick to the tech. I nodded, pretending to think. You're right. I'll trust you guys. Inside, I almost laughed. The irony burned like fire in my throat. Later that evening, Lena dropped by my desk. You've been quiet today, she said softly, just focused. Her eyes searched mine. Focused or distant? Both, she tilted her head. You don't have to pretend with me, you know. I looked at her, surprised. What do you mean? I mean, she said, you smile a lot lately, but it never reaches your eyes. I didn't answer right away. Maybe I'm just tired. Or maybe you're finally seeing people for who they really are, she said gently. My heart skipped. Why would you say that? Because I did once. It changes everything. She gave me a faint smile and walked away. Her words lingered longer than I expected. Maybe she could see through me. Maybe she already knew I was acting. An hour later, Ethan came back to my desk. Hey, we're finalizing partnership papers tomorrow. Mia said you're fine with me being listed as co-founder? I kept typing. Sure, whatever helps us grow faster. He blinked. Really, no arguments? I smiled without looking up. I trust you. He clapped me on the shoulder. That's my guy. When he left, I exhaled slowly. Every lie I told tonight was a rope I'd use to pull myself out later. By midnight, I had everything secured. Documents transferred, fake prototypes uploaded, backups hidden where no one could reach them. I looked around the dim office, the soft hum of machines filling the silence. Clueless, huh? I muttered. We'll see about that. I shut my laptop, feeling something shift inside me. Revenge didn't feel dark. It felt necessary, and for the first time, pretending felt powerful. Lena knocked on the door of my office just as I was shutting my laptop. You've been hiding in here all week, she said. What are you building this time? Just something small, I replied, avoiding her eyes. Something small never means small when you say it, she teased, stepping inside. Want me to take a look? I hesitated. I wasn't sure if I could trust anyone, not after what I'd seen people do with my work. I can manage, I said quietly. She crossed her arms. You look like you haven't slept in days. Managing doesn't mean killing yourself. I've done worse, I muttered. Her voice softened. Aaron, I'm not trying to pry. I just thought maybe you could use another pair of eyes. I glanced at the half-finished code on my screen. You're good with back-end logic, right? Her lips curved into a small smile. Still am. Move over. I slid my chair aside reluctantly. Don't mess anything up. She sat beside me, scrolling through the lines of code.
Wow, you're rebuilding everything from scratch. Yeah, I said.
It's faster that way. Or lonelier, she added under her breath. I didn't respond. The sound of her typing filled the silence. I couldn't deny it. She was good, efficient, focused. Why are you doing this alone? She asked suddenly. Because every time I trusted someone, it cost me everything. She looked at me but didn't say anything. After a moment, she turned back to the screen. Then let me be your silent partner. No promises, no expectations. Just help, silent partner. I repeated, almost laughing. That's not a real thing. It is now, she said, smirking. Come on, I'll even buy the late-night coffee, I sighed. Fine, but no questions. Deal. We worked through the night. She didn't talk much, just asked about code or debugging issues. It felt comfortable. Safe, even. Around 3 a.m., she leaned back, stretching. You know, she said, you're different lately, sharper, like you're chasing something invisible. Maybe I am, I said, saving the file. Maybe I'm trying to make sure I never lose again. She studied me quietly. That sounds heavy. It is, I admitted. But it's the only thing keeping me moving. Her tone softened. Then I hope you find whatever peace you're looking for, Aaron. Her words lingered long after she left. The next morning, I opened my old accounts and started transferring small investments. I remembered this timeline, the crypto coin that skyrocketed within months. I couldn't change much yet, but I could plant seeds. As I watched the chart flicker, I whispered, Come on. Don't fail me this time. Days turned into weeks. Lena kept showing up after hours, helping quietly. She never asked about the strange investments or the sudden urgency behind my work. One night, she placed a sandwich beside me. Eat, she ordered. I'm busy, I said without looking up. So am I, but I still eat. You need energy if you want to rule the world. I laughed softly. Who said I want that? Her eyes glinted. The way you're working? You clearly want something big. I looked at her. I just want control, she nodded slowly. Then take it, but don't lose yourself doing it. I turned back to my screen. Too late for that. She didn't argue. She just sat beside me, typing quietly until sunrise. Weeks later, when I checked my crypto portfolio, the number blinked on the screen, 5 times my initial investment. My hands shook slightly as I stared at it. I actually did it, I whispered. Lena peeked over my shoulder. Looks like someone's luck is turning. Not luck, I said, smiling for the first time in a long time. Just finally being prepared, she smiled back. Then maybe you're not as alone as you think. I met her gaze, and for a moment, the walls I'd built around myself cracked. For once, I wasn't powerless. Mia walked into my office that morning with a bright smile and 2 cups of coffee. Double shot, no sugar, just how you like it, she said. Thanks, I replied, forcing a grin. She leaned over and kissed my cheek. You've been working so hard lately. I'm proud of you. Proud. That word hit me harder than it should have. Just trying to make things happen, I said. Well, she said, sitting on the edge of my desk, you always make things happen. You're the only man I'll ever need. I smiled faintly, but inside my stomach turned. Her sweetness had timing, too perfect, too deliberate. You're up to something, I teased lightly, masking my suspicion. She laughed, brushing her hair behind her ear. Up to spoiling my boyfriend? Guilty as charged. I took a sip of the coffee. You know, sometimes I wonder what you're really thinking. Her eyes sparkled. If I told you, I'd lose my mystery. I think I already lost that illusion a long time ago, I said under my breath. What was that? Nothing, I said quickly. Just tired, she nodded sympathetically. Then let me make things easier. I've been thinking about helping with your startup, marketing, maybe even investor relations. You can focus on the tech. That was her play, pretend to help, to gain access. That's generous, I said carefully. Let's talk about it after the prototype's ready. Why wait? She asked, tilting her head. You trust me, don't you? I forced a laugh. Of course I do. Her smile widened, satisfied. Good. Then maybe dinner tonight? Just us, no work talk. Sure, I said. I'll pick the place. She stood, kissed me again, and whispered, Don't stay buried in code too long. The moment the door closed, I exhaled. My hand trembled slightly as I opened the hidden recorder app on my phone. I pressed play, Mia's voice echoed through the speaker. Yeah, he thinks I'm still all in. Once he launches, I'll have everything I need to take it public myself. I paused the recording, jaw tight. The same voice that told me she loved me that morning was planning my downfall by night. Later at dinner, she was radiant.
You've been quiet, she said, sipping her wine.
Something on your mind? Just thinking, I replied. About what? About how people can smile while hiding knives, she raised an eyebrow. That's dark, even for you, I smiled faintly. Maybe I've been learning. She leaned forward, touching my hand. Aaron, I know I messed up before, but I'm here now. Can't we just move past all the old wounds? Old wounds. She made it sound like we'd both bled equally. Yeah, I said softly. We can? Her relief was instant. Good, because I want us to be unstoppable this time. Inside, my mind raced. Every word, every gesture, calculated. She didn't love me. She loved control. After she left that night, I connected my laptop to the recorder again. More calls, more whispers, plans, fake investor meetings, coded talk about reclaiming what's hers. I sat back in the dim light, headphones still on. You won't take it this time, I whispered. The next day, I sent her a text. Lunch at the office? Need your thoughts on the new pitch deck, she replied instantly. Of course, love. Can't wait to see what you've built. When she arrived, I showed her mock files, fake projections, altered figures. She smiled approvingly, completely unaware that every keystroke was bait. This looks amazing, she said. Our future's right here. Our future, I repeated quietly. She didn't notice my tone. After she left, I locked the door and deleted every trace of the real project from the shared drives. My real work existed offline, hidden, untouchable. That night, as I lay awake, I heard her voice replaying in my mind. You're the only man I'll ever need. Maybe she believed that when it suited her. Maybe she even convinced herself it was true, but I knew better. This time, I had something she didn't. Foresight, and I intended to use it. Ethan clapped me on the back the moment I entered the cafe. Man, you look exhausted. Startup life killing you already? I gave a tired laugh. Pretty much. Investors are backing out, and I'm running out of cash. Mia tilted her head, pretending concern. Oh no, Aaron, what happened? I thought you had everything lined up. Yeah, I said, rubbing my temples. Turns out I overestimated my code's value. The prototype's a mess. Ethan grinned faintly. Well, maybe you just need a little help. You know I've got some capital lying around. Mia leaned in. You shouldn't struggle alone. We could partner up, share the load. There it was, the opening I'd been waiting for. I don't know, I said cautiously. You guys have your own projects. I wouldn't want to drag you into my failure. Failure? Mia laughed softly. You're being dramatic. You've always had genius ideas. You just need better management. Management, huh? I sipped my coffee. Like you? Like us, she corrected with a smile. Together, we'd make it unstoppable. I sighed. All right. Maybe we can work something out. I just need some breathing room first. Ethan exchanged a glance with her. What if we buy a portion of your shares? Take off the pressure. You get some quick cash, we handle scaling. I looked down, pretending to hesitate. I'd hate to lose control. You wouldn't, Mia said smoothly. We'd just help you reach investors faster. You'd still be the brains. Brains without control isn't much, I murmured. Ethan chuckled. You've always been sentimental about ownership. It's just business, man. Business. The same word they used before gutting my life. All right, I said after a pause. Maybe a small stake. 20% each. I'll send over the files tonight. Mia's eyes glimmered. You're serious? Yeah, I said. The data's all here. It's not perfect, but it's the core code. Core code, Ethan repeated, his tone hungry. That's what we like to hear. They couldn't even hide their excitement. I smiled faintly. Just promise me one thing. What's that? Mia asked. Don't make me regret trusting you again. She touched my hand. You won't. That night, I uploaded the fake data, dummy algorithms, corrupted structures, files that looked brilliant but did nothing real. Watching the transfer bar complete felt like cleansing a wound. The next morning, Ethan called. Got the files. Dude, this stuff's insane. Are you sure you want to give this up? Positive, I said flatly. I need to breathe. He laughed. All right, your loss. We'll take it from here. I hung up and leaned back. My real project was safe, offline, humming quietly in encrypted form. The one they had would burn out in seconds under real testing. Later that week, Lena stopped by my workspace. You look lighter, she said. Maybe I am. You finally did something, didn't you? She teased. I smirked. Just gave away what wasn't worth keeping. She raised an eyebrow. You're talking in riddles again. It's better that way, I said softly. For a while, we sat in silence. The air between us felt calm, different from the chaos that used to fill my days. You don't have to prove anything to them, you know, she said quietly. I'm not, I replied. I'm proving something to myself. Which is? That I can break the cycle, she smiled. Then stop looking back. Her words stayed with me long after she left. Maybe I wasn't here to destroy them. Maybe I was here to finally let go. Still, when I imagined Ethan, and Mia realizing their precious core code was worthless, I couldn't help but smile. I told myself it wasn't revenge, it was closure. But maybe it was both. I stood backstage, my palms slightly damp. The conference hall buzzed with reporters, investors, and tech enthusiasts. The air smelled like coffee and ambition. I adjusted. My tie took a deep breath and whispered to myself, This is it. Lena nudged me. You ready? As ready as I'll ever be. You look calm, she said. I've been through worse, I replied, forcing a grin. A little stage fright can't compare to betrayal. She gave me a look. You're not doing this just to prove them wrong, right? I'm doing it to prove I can stand without them, I said quietly. The host's voice boomed through the speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the CEO and founder of Etherlink, Aaron Cole. Applause filled the room as I walked onto the stage. The lights blinded me for a moment, but when my eyes adjusted, I saw her, Mia, front row, perfectly styled, lips slightly parted. Ethan sat beside her, whispering something, his usual smirk gone. I smiled. Good morning, everyone. 2 years ago, I was told I didn't have what it takes to compete in the tech world. Today, I'd like to thank those people because they were right about one thing. I didn't have what it takes. Back then. A ripple of murmurs spread through the audience. Mia's hand twitched. But I learned, I continued. I learned what loyalty costs, what trust really means, and what happens when you build something with integrity instead of greed. I clicked the remote, and the massive screen behind me came to life, displaying the logo of my real company, the one I'd rebuilt from scratch. Introducing Etherlink, I said. A decentralized system designed to protect intellectual property for creators, something I wish existed when I lost everything. Applause erupted again, louder this time. Ethan leaned toward Mia. I could almost read his lips. He did it without us. I gestured to the live demo behind me. This platform ensures that every creator owns their work. No backdoors, no manipulation. Every transaction is recorded transparently. From the corner of my eye, I saw Mia stiffen. Her phone buzzed, probably with investors asking what was going on. A reporter raised his hand. Mr. Cole, weren't you previously associated with Novatech? I smiled slowly. Briefly, but Novatech's direction didn't align with my values. I believe technology should empower people, not exploit them. The crowd murmured approvingly. Cameras clicked rapidly. In the front row, Mia's jaw tightened. Ethan looked like he wanted to disappear. Lena handed me a small earpiece update. "Server's live," she whispered from backstage. "Perfect," I said into the mic. "And for those wondering if this is just talk, let's make it real." I clicked another button. The giant screen displayed live data streaming securely through Etherlink's network, instant, flawless, verifiable. The audience gasped. Investors whispered to each other, already pulling out their phones. "This," I said, "is what happens when betrayal becomes motivation." The crowd broke into applause again. I let it wash over me. For once, I didn't feel anger, just release. After the presentation, reporters swarmed me. "Aaron, did you anticipate such a huge turnout?" I chuckled. "Not really. I just wanted to build something honest." Mia approached cautiously. "Aaron, congratulations. You've really outdone yourself." "Thanks," I said evenly. "I didn't know you were still working on something big." "Of course you didn't," I said. "You were too busy with Novatech." Her smile faltered. "You know it wasn't—" "It was," I interrupted. "You both made your choices, I made mine." Ethan stepped in. "Look, man, no hard feelings, right? We were just trying to survive." I laughed softly. "Survive? You built your company on lies. That's not survival, it's theft." He exhaled sharply. "So this is payback?" "No," I said, meeting his eyes. "This is growth." For a moment, none of us spoke. The noise of the crowd faded behind me. Mia's eyes softened, almost regretful. Ethan's gaze dropped. "I wish you'd trusted me," she whispered. "I did," I said. "Once." I turned to walk away, Lena catching my arm. "You did it," she said. "I did," I replied, "and this time, no one can take it from me." We stepped outside into the crisp evening air. The city lights glimmered, reflecting off the glass towers around us. My phone buzzed, dozens of new partnership offers flooding in. Lena smiled. "You're going to be rich, you know." I looked at her. "I already am." "Because of the money?" she teased. "Because I finally let go. For the first time in years, I meant it." The past no longer had its claws in me, and as I walked away from the building that held all my ghosts, I knew the launch hadn't just changed my career. It had changed me. I saw the headline before breakfast. Novatech lost its funding. The clip showed Mia and Ethan flanked by reporters, forced smiles cracking. "The code had issues," Mia said, voice thin. "We thought it was vetted." Ethan added, "There were misunderstandings in the contract." I turned the volume down. "Misunderstanding?" I whispered. "You stole it!" My phone buzzed. Ethan calling. I let it ring and blocked him. A week later, a live stream of their press conference ran. Reporters shouted, "Did you knowingly use stolen work?" Mia looked pale. "No, we believed it was original." "You lied!" someone yelled. Ethan kept saying, "We acted in good faith." Lena sat beside me. "You okay?" she asked. "I thought I'd feel better," I said. Seeing them fall was supposed to mean something. "It's justice," she said, but her voice held distance. "It's public now." "Public humiliation isn't peace," I said. Later, a leaked clip played on every channel. Ethan snapping, "You were warned to secure the real code." Mia replied, "Cool. Shortcuts move faster." "We fix later." The leak spread. Investors pulled out. Lawyers flooded their inbox. Their office emptied. Messages came, "Are you watching?" I stayed silent. A month in, Ethan left a voicemail. "Aaron, we messed up. Can we talk?" I deleted it. On TV, they argued outside a courthouse. A reporter asked, "Any remorse?" Mia looked into the camera. "I regret things, but I regret hurting no one first." Ethan said, "I never wanted this." A child on the street muttered, "They failed." I felt nothing like triumph. "This should have felt good," I told Lena. She squeezed my hand. "You wanted them to feel your pain. And now?" I asked. "You wanted closure," she said. "Payback never fills the empty." We watched until the screen went dark. That afternoon, I walked past their old office. The sign was gone. Through a second-floor window, I saw Mia packing, eyes wet. I wanted to shout. Instead, I whispered, "Is this your victory?" She didn't look up. Ethan carried a box out, glanced at me. His face was hollow. For a second, I thought I saw regret. I kept walking. At home, Lena made tea. "You saw them," she said. "I wanted them ruined," I admitted. "But their ruin feels small." "Because you hoped their pain would heal you," she said. "So what heals me?" I asked. She brushed my cheek. "Not their suffering. Your peace." My phone rang, an old college friend. "Dude, you saw the headlines?" "Wild, you okay?" "I'm fine," I said. "Thanks. You sure? People are saying you had a hand in this." "What would that even mean?" I asked. "Just talk," he said. "Call me later." I hung up and typed a quick reply to a reporter. No comment. She texted back, "Will you speak on camera?" I stared at the message. "No," I told Lena. "Good," she said. "Let them talk." "You made your statement already." "You think I did?" I asked. She hugged me. "You moved on stage." That was louder than any headline. I found myself repeating it to feel grounded. "I moved on stage," she smiled. "Exactly." Outside, the city kept walking. My footsteps slowed. Lena leaned over my desk, holding a file I had completely forgotten. Her brow was furrowed. "Aaron, what is this?" I froze. "That's old work, just archives." Her eyes searched mine, calm but insistent. "It's more than that. These notes, emails, the dates. This isn't just work. You went through something. Something terrible." I swallowed hard, feeling my throat tighten. I don't know what you mean." "You do," she said gently. "I can see it in your eyes. You didn't just restart your company for another chance at success, did you?" The words hit me like a punch. My hands trembled slightly as I closed the laptop. I paused, unable to form the sentence. She crouched slightly to meet my eyes. "Aaron," she said softly, "you can tell me. I won't judge." And then something inside me snapped. The years of rage, betrayal, and loneliness poured out in a flood. "I wasn't supposed to make it," I whispered, voice breaking. "Mia, Ethan," they destroyed everything I cared about. 5 years of my life gone in a single night. And then, my fingers clenched the edge of the desk. Then I had the accident. I should have died. But somehow, I woke up 2 years earlier. A second chance. Her expression softened and she reached out, placing a hand over mine. "You mean, you actually got to redo everything?" I nodded, tears pricking my eyes. Every mistake, every betrayal. I remembered it all. I could see them coming. I could stop it. I could make sure I wasn't helpless again. "You've been carrying that alone?" she asked quietly. "I thought I had to," I admitted. "I couldn't let anyone see it. I needed to plan, to fix everything. And maybe to get back at them." Lena's hand squeezed mine. "Aaron, listen to me. You didn't come back just to live again. You came back with knowledge, yes, but not to be trapped in revenge. Not to let ghosts run your life." I swallowed, staring at her hand holding mine. "But it feels like every choice I make is tied to them, like I'm still in their shadow." Then stop living in shadows, she said firmly. You already know the pain of betrayal. Don't let it dictate your happiness. Don't let it define your future. Her words hit harder than any insult, any betrayal, any heartbreak. I felt my chest loosen, the tight knot of rage and guilt unraveling slightly. I don't know if I can, I admitted, my voice barely above a whisper. Yes, you can, she said. You've already done the hard part. You survived it, planned it, and acted on it. Now you heal. Not for them, Aaron, for yourself. I took a deep breath, tears sliding down my face. I wanted revenge, I said. I wanted them to feel my pain. And now? She asked softly. Now. I trailed off, looking at her, the warmth in her eyes. Now I think, maybe I just want to live. Really live. Not haunted, not plotting, not scared. Just alive, she smiled gently. Then don't waste this life chasing ghosts. Her words echoed in my mind long after the file was returned to the cabinet. I stared at my hands, once trembling, now steady. For the first time in years, I felt like the weight of the past was lifting. Thank you, I whispered. For what? For not letting me stay buried, I said. You're welcome, she replied. And in that quiet moment, I realized something important. I didn't have to be the man they thought I was. I could be better. I could be free. For the first time, I smiled without calculating. For the first time, I felt like myself. The office was quiet when the knock came. I wasn't expecting anyone, Aaron. Can we talk? I froze at the sound of her voice. Mia. I didn't answer immediately. Footsteps echoed down the hallway. When the door creaked open, I saw her. Disheveled hair, tear-streaked cheeks, mascara running. She looked small, fragile. Desperate. I was wrong, she said, voice breaking. Everything. It was all wrong. Ethan left. I have nothing now. I leaned back in my chair, trying to steady my breathing. Mia, I said quietly, what do you want? Her lips trembled. I need to say I'm sorry. Please, I made a mistake. You didn't just make a mistake, I interrupted. My voice was calm but cold. You destroyed trust. You destroyed years of my life. You don't get a redo. Her eyes widened. Aaron, you don't get my forgiveness, I said, standing slowly. You didn't lose me. You just lost your chance to ever know me again. She blinked, searching my face. I didn't mean intent doesn't erase consequence, I said firmly. You chose greed over love, ambition over loyalty, and now, I gestured around my office at the city lights outside. Now you face the results of your choices. Mia sank into the visitor chair, shoulders slumped. She buried her face in her hands. I just thought I could have everything. I didn't think. You didn't think, I echoed, my voice quieter now. You never did. A sob escaped her. I wanted nothing to do with it. For a moment, I saw the girl I once loved, the one who laughed at silly jokes, who used to sneak coffee for me, who kissed me on rainy afternoons. But that girl didn't exist anymore. I begged for your trust, Aaron. Please, she whispered. I shook my head. No, I don't need apologies. I don't need explanations. I needed loyalty, and you failed me. Her tears fell silently now. What should I do? I sighed, looking out the window. Live with it. Learn something. Don't make the same mistake again with someone else. That's all the lesson you'll get from me. She wiped her face, staring at me through reddened eyes. So that's it? After everything? That's it, I confirmed. My life moved forward the moment I decided to stop letting you control it. Yours will move forward when you stop clinging to the past. She flinched slightly, as if my words physically struck her. Aaron, I don't know how to fix it. You can't, I said simply. Some things are beyond repair. That's life. You'll figure out how to survive, but you won't have me in it. For a moment, the silence in the office was deafening. I could hear her breathing, uneven, shaky. She stood slowly, gathering herself. I just wanted you to know I'm sorry. I know, I said. And that's enough for me to move on. Nothing more. Her shoulders slumped again. She gave one last look at me, a mix of regret and desperation, and then she walked toward the door. I didn't follow. I didn't stop her. The door clicked shut behind her. Silence returned. I leaned back in my chair, staring at the skyline. My chest felt lighter than it had in years. I whispered to myself, almost in disbelief, I'm free! For the first time, there was no rage, no plotting, No pain twisting in my chest. Just peace. Lena's voice came softly from the doorway, though I didn't even notice her at first. She's gone. I know, I said, voice calm. And it doesn't matter anymore. She stepped in, carrying a cup of tea. You look lighter. I am, I said, taking the cup. She can't touch me again. She can't hurt me, not now. Not ever, Lena smiled, sitting across from me. Then it's done. You've earned this closure. I nodded, letting out a long, steadying breath. For the first time, I didn't feel the pull of the past. Mia's apology meant nothing, and that was exactly what I needed. The wind brushed against my face as I stepped onto the rooftop. The city stretched out below me, golden lights flickering like tiny possibilities. I leaned on the railing, letting the cool air fill my lungs. For the first time in years, I didn't feel the pull of the past. No Mia, no Ethan, just me and everything I'd built with my own hands. You're quiet, Lena said, appearing beside me. She rested her hand lightly on my shoulder. I'm thinking, I admitted, about everything that's happened, about what I've become. You finally look alive, she said softly, her eyes meeting mine. I let out a breath I didn't realize I'd been holding. Maybe because I finally stopped living for the past, she smiled. And what about the future? I looked down at the streets below. Cars moved in streams of light, people rushing, living. I used to believe the only way to move forward was revenge. I thought proving them wrong would fix me. But it didn't. None of it did. So what did? She asked, her tone gentle but insistent. Me, I said simply, valuing myself. Learning to trust myself again. Realizing that happiness doesn't come from seeing others fail, it comes from being whole no matter what ghosts haunt you. Lena nodded, her hair catching the last glow of the sun. You've worked hard for that, she said. And you deserve it. I let my eyes wander over the skyline. It wasn't easy. Every step was a choice. Do I let the past dictate me or do I take control? Do I feed my anger or do I build something real? And you chose the latter, she said. I did, I replied, a small smile tugging at my lips. I built Etherlink not to prove a point, but to create value, to protect what matters. And in doing so, I protected myself. You're proud, she said. I am, I admitted. Not because I'm richer or more powerful, but because I'm free. Free from manipulation, from betrayal, from expectations. Free to live, to start over. She leaned closer. And you're not afraid? I shook my head. Afraid of what? Failure? Heartbreak? I faced the worst, Lena, and I survived. Everything else is just life. We stood in silence, watching the sun dip behind the tallest buildings. The sky turned pink and orange, the colors reflecting in the glass towers. I could hear the distant hum of traffic, the faint chatter of people far below. It's beautiful, Lena said softly. Yeah, I replied. It is, she reached for my hand. So what now? I squeezed her hand gently. Now, I live. For myself. I work on my company, my dreams, my life. I don't wait for anyone to hurt me or validate me. I've learned the past can't control the present unless I let it. And you won't, she said. No, I said firmly, smiling at her. I won't. I'll carry the lessons, but not the pain. I'll remember the betrayal, but I won't let it chain me. I'll move forward, one step at a time. The first stars appeared in the sky, faint but certain. I felt a quiet joy settle in my chest, steady and warm. You ready? Lena asked, looking out over the city with me. More than ever, I said. For the first time, the future didn't scare me. It invited me, and I was ready. I took a deep breath, feeling the wind lift my hair. The city below looked alive, brimming with endless possibilities. I didn't need revenge. I didn't need closure from them. My rebirth was mine alone, and for the first time I felt truly alive.